think we're good.
Good. Okay. Anine Boujou, Minagajib, welcome everybody to the Tribal Council meeting. We're getting started today. Hopefully just at 9:03 here. I will call the meeting to order at 9:04, excuse me. We have Tara, who's having some camera difficulties. She is out of state attending the meeting at a training. So she's trying to get her camera to work, but if it doesn't, then that's why. We will get going with, as always, we try to start our meetings out in a good way with invocation, but Vern is not here yet, so we will do a moment of silence for invocation. Miigwech, everybody. Next, we will have roll call, please.
Kathy Chavers,
Here.
Jane Drift,
Come on, yeah.
Robert Moyer, Travis Morrison,
Here.
and Terry Gisha.
Oh, good morning. There she is. She's reconnecting. Can you hear us, Tara?
Yes, I had to log out and log back in and turn everything back on. So I'm good.
Okay, good. We're doing roll call, so she called your name.
Oh, here.
Okay. Next, we have approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I think one thing I think we need to look at is that is regarding the language and the culture. And maybe not this meeting, but maybe the next meeting, we can get a discussion on the table, see what we're doing. We need to really start focusing on the language and the culture. And we got to get game plans in place and start executing them. Just stressing the importance of our culture and language. That's all. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get a hold of Jalen and see what he has in mind for that, because I know him and Kyle have been working on stuff over at Vermilion with the language and culture, along with Peyton. We'll get all the people together that have been working on this and get some type of meeting set up on that. So be good, Shane. Okay, do we have a motion to approve the agenda? Moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Okay. Next we have the approval of meeting minutes. However, they are not completed. So can we have a motion to table the minutes from the September 21, 22 meeting, and we'll approve them at the next meeting? Moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Robert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Okay, next we have introduction of new staff. Do we have anybody in the waiting room? Nick? Okay, you can take care of that. Go ahead, Nick. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning. I have Brandy guys. She is our victim services advocate. She started on September 26th. She'll be working with Panda.
Wonderful. Welcome, Brandy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much, Brandy, for applying, and then we know you'll do a great job. Thank you so much.
Great department.
Miigwech.
Thanks,
Have a good
Randy.
day, ladies.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have Destiny Villebrin with Haley Villebrin. Good morning, Destiny.
Morning.
Haley,
So I have Haley Villebrin here. She is our new clinic administrative assistant. She actually started on September 12th, so she's been here for almost a month now. So she'll be working at the front desk. So if you guys hear a new voice at the front desk of the Net Lake Clinic, that'll be Miss Haley. Hi.
hi, Haley. Welcome.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Congrats, Sarah.
Congratulations.
Look forward to working with you, and we know you'll do a great job. Thanks, girls. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks, you too.
Okay, next we have Jenny Rowland. Good morning, Jenny. Oh, we can't hear you, Jen.
You're muted.
Oops.
There you go. No, we still
Okay.
can't.
Still can't hear you.
Oh, she's connecting to audio.
How's that now?
Oh, perfect. Yep.
Oh, I tell you, I'm challenged. I'm challenged.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to introduce Brianne Porter. She's been transferred from bus driver to our billing specialist. We're going to start billing for our volunteer drivers, and with the idea that in the future, we're going to be self-supporting for our volunteer driver program and our non-emergency medical program. Brianne has a history with Big Woods Transit. She was my dispatcher for a couple of years, and then she's been my bus driver for a couple of years, and now she's my billing specialist. So we just keep, we keep sliding her around to wherever she wants to go. She's a good employee, and we like her.
Great.
Great.
Welcome.
Train her in
Welcome.
to be a trainer in to take over when you retire.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome. Succession planning. That can be on the next agenda.
There you go.
Welcome, Brianne. Congratulations.
Thank you.
No, you do a great job out there, ladies.
Hey, thank you. Nikki, if I could just go back into the queue. I have a new employee, Tom Spears, and
He's on here. Go ahead.
he's coming back. He's coming
Oh,
back
okay.
from a
Okay.
route, so he'll be back about 9:30. Is
Okay.
that doable?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Have a good day.
All right.
Tony?
Yep, I didn't see Pam on, but I see Tony's here, so.
She's here
Oh,
Okay,
somewhere behind you.
hi, Pam. Hi, Tony.
Hi.
So I'd like to introduce Tony Wakeham up as our new. I apologize, you guys. My mind is not here.
Woke up.
COVID brain.
Okay.
Tony Wakeham up, who is our new substance use coordinator. And Tony has already done so much since she's been here, and we are just beyond excited to have her back.
Congratulations, Tony. I know you'll do a great job.
Thanks.
Welcome aboard again.
Again.
Congratulations.
I know. It was my 6th orientation in 4 years.
That's okay, Tony. You're finding your niche, right?
Yep.
Atta
I am.
girl. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Y'all have a good day.
You too. Okay, next we have 2 new directors that I'd like to introduce. And first we have Robbie Goggle, excuse me, now I'm getting that too. Robbie Goggle Eye, sorry, Rob.
Nice.
Robbie is our new maintenance director. And we are very pleased and happy to have Robbie in that new position because we've grown so much. We need a maintenance director to help with our maintenance, which will include housing and housing maintenance along with regular building maintenance. We've combined into one department to hopefully mainstream everything and make everything more productive. So welcome, Robbie. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Rob.
Thank you.
No, you do a great job. And then have a good day, Rob.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.
Okay.
See you, Rob.
Next, we have also Vondalee Carr. Vondalee is our new 477 director. We're very excited. This is also a new position. It used to be called the education director before, but now we're going into the 477 program, which is combining education and workforce development, training, childcare. Exciting position. Vonda is pumped and ready to go and willing to do a great job for 477. She's got a lot of great ideas, and we want to welcome Vonda to the 477 director position. And congratulations, and we'll know you do a great job, Vonda.
Thank you. I'm excited.
We're excited for you.
Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Boy, Vonda.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good
Yep.
day.
You too. Have a good day.
Bye.
Do we have Rhiannon in the waiting room?
No, it's like breakfast time over there, so
Oh,
they're
okay.
they're busy.
Okay. Okay. So that's all our new employees. Next, we have our consent agenda, which we have the carbon project MOU Terra Carbon feasibility study, which was a 400. Permission to film video for 2030 Minnesota cardiovascular health and diabetes statewide plan, 400. Next is accept junk removal proposal from DSK Home Preservation, Pineview Home for 400. Next is a 22115 Boys Fort OEO shelter owner contract. And then we also have the FY 2023 insurance renewal for 400. Both were 400. That was kind of hard to say, that OEO, whatever. Anyway, okay. Any comments on the consent agenda?
If we could explain D, the shelter owner contract a little bit for the band members.
What that is Pam Hughes, I believe, received, hang on just a second, I'm trying to get into my agenda here. Pam Hughes received a grant to provide a homeless shelter. Is that the one, Kim?
Yep.
Okay. And basically it's to provide, we have a home out at
Palmquist.
thank you. I have COVID fog here. We have a home out at Palmquist that used to be the Ruth Isham home when we built the RTC government office. That house was moved out to Palmquist. And so Pam is going to be renovating that home. And we will have our own homeless shelter out at Palmquist. So it's a good use for the home, and it's a helping fill a void that we have here at Boys Fort. Is no homeless shelter on the reservation. So that's what that's about, Shane.
Yeah, and
Did I
then
explain that okay? Go ahead, Kim.
I was going to say that some people might ask, why are we renovating a home and not building a new one? The grant dollars could be only used for renovations. They could not be used to build a new property.
Okay, thank you, Kim.
Hmm.
Okay. If no other comments or questions, I'll call for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move.
Moved by Shane. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Robert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Okay. Next we have Darlene Johnson with the resolution.
Is she in the waiting room, Nikki? Okay.
And just for informational purposes, Miranda's on travel status today, so our executive director, acting executive director, is not available right now. So we're winging it with Kim and ourselves. So good morning, Darlene. You're muted. There you
Okay,
go. There you go. Good
okay,
morning.
hello, good morning. This is authorizing the FRF funds to fund a cost or a portion of the HAF, which is the Homeowners Assistance Fund, and the ERA, which is the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And for the coordinator, and then a portion of that could be 5,000 for costs and office equipment.
Okay, the FRF is the Fiscal Recovery Fund. I know a lot of people use acronyms, but basically we received funding for HAF, which is a homeowners assistance fund that Darlene mentioned, and that we have some funding left from the emergency rental assistance program that needs to be spent out by December 30. So when we get these programs, they do allow for a 10% administrative cost where we can hire somebody to run the program. And so that's what this resolution does, and then also allows for some supplies in office. Yeah, yeah. So that's what this resolution is. It's kind of lengthy. But in a nutshell, that's what it is. Any questions or comments for Darlene on the resolution? And this person basically will be, in order to spend the funds, we need tribal resolutions. Like Jeff has always told us, we need tribal resolutions to back up the expenditures under these treasury funds. So that's why this is in resolution form.
And also the other program that she will be working on is the HIP Home Improvement Program from the ARPA allocation from the BIA.
Yep. So it's all housing related, and it's going to be some, so we encourage our band members to watch for this, because it's going to be, we're in the process of developing this, and keep an eye open. There will be some funding coming for homeowners with either mortgages that are in delinquent status or needing some tax relief or whatever. And then emergency rental is still available. And then HIP for home improvement. There are federal guidelines that we have to abide by with that, but keep an eye out for it once it starts getting rolling out.
I have a question about the homeowners one. Is there a set amount that could be used per home?
Yes, $7,500.
Yeah. With that, Shane, one thing about the HAF programs, they can be stacked. So the state of Minnesota has their HAF program going right now. And you can, if you live on the reservation, or not even live on the reservation, but if you're a band member, you can use the states, and you can use the Boys Fort one. Boys Fort, we only got about $700,000 for HAF program. And so that's why when we designed the program, we went up to 7,500 for assistance. The state of Minnesota has changed their amounts several times now, and the dates that you can do. So through the state of Minnesota, you can get up to 50,000, and they're going to pre-pandemic costs too now. So if you have some large mortgage related cost, I highly encourage people to go to the state, because the states has been open since June.
I think that we should probably see if we can get some information and put that out to the band members. I'm pretty sure they're not aware, some of them are not aware of it maybe. And with our program, I think that's going to be a big help, especially the ones that have that their furnaces are going to be basically beyond their shelf life, like mine. And I hate to see it crap out in the middle of winter.
And we have different, when we designed our program, first we were helping with the delinquent mortgages, and then the repairs would start later. And in the state of Minnesota, there is not, state of Minnesota did not elect to do any repairs or utilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so each one's different, but if you have some large mortgage payments, taxes, homeowner association fees,
Insurance,
all that, I would go to the state first and get that taken care of.
Okay.
Ours allows for that. We do have ours did allow for some type of assistance with hot water heaters or repairs, correct, Kim?
Yeah, a limited amount of repairs, and it was gonna start after we were gonna get the mortgage stuff and utilities caught up first, then go to the, if there was,
Next year.
then we'd go to the repairs.
Yeah. And I believe we're going to be putting an article in the Boys Fort News on this to get this information out, Shane, because I did talk about that yesterday with an individual.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been talking to her too, to do an article, and
Yeah.
people can get their documents ready now, even though the program isn't open, because you have to prove you're a homeowner, you have to get the stuff from your lending agency, you know, all that stuff. And you have to have a lot of documents, you have to get W-9s from your people, and that's probably the hardest thing to get from.
Yeah.
From
And these are the federal guidelines that we have to go by. The income guidelines are higher than most programs, than the programs we've seen recently. But there are a lot of documents that are needed and steps, and it's not the tribe doing that, it's the guidelines of the federal government, so.
Okay, so someone had a question. Are you going to change the language in the leases so band members can get their fair market value for their homes and take out loans on the home they have that they own? Jeff is aware of this. I think this has a question about getting loans for buying land on leased lands, but the lenders, I think, will only do Section 184 loans. Isn't that correct, Jeff, basically?
So there's 184 loans right now through Woodlands, and there's loans through MCT Finance. And then the band added last year, I believe last year, the USDA loans, right? So now there's three options. There are much more limited options if there's ever non-band members that are seeking to get financing to build or to purchase existing homes. So that's where the big gap is right now. And I think part of this question too really goes to the leasing policy that the council's been looking at and that we've been working through as well, which I think is close to being set for putting out to public comment for band members as well. So existing band members and tribal members do have a good amount of lending options. Where they get really narrow for trust land is really when we're talking about non-tribal members.
I think, the issue I faced myself was that I couldn't get a loan on my home. The bank wouldn't loan me the money because my home's on the reservation. So I don't know if it has to do anything with the language or not. I did bring this up to the Department of Commerce, and they didn't have an answer.
Yeah, you can go through the MCT for that too, though.
And this has to do with just leased land in general, not necessarily with tribes, is that when the mortgage market crashed, probably in the early 2000s, they basically quit doing loans on leased land, and tribes aren't the only people who have leased land, but it's like like Minnesota Power has leased land, the DNR has leased land, and they kind of just, that all dried up because of the crash at that time, because it left the lenders not being able to recover their money, kind of. But the other place that we didn't mention, Jeff, is that through Minnesota Housing Finance, they have changed their language in the last probably 2 years to allow loans for on-tribal land for renovations. But I don't know if there's income guidelines with that, or if it's elderly or
for renovations. And USDA has those types of programs too, where beyond just purchasing or constructing, they've got home renovation projects or home renovation loan programs and things like that. So the leasing policy that is going to go out for band member comment has a part about getting financing, and it has sort of a menu of options for that band members can choose from. And to this question as well, there's also a part of it that talks about the process that band members and lessees can use if they want to sell their home, and what that process will look like with getting fair market value. And so that'll be really important to take a look at that part and provide feedback and comment on that leasing policy, so that council, has that feedback from band members about the sale process and the guidelines for it. Because I know that that's an important piece, and I know that that's important to band members.
Mhm.
I think that, regarding the MCT home loans, depending on the interest rate, the band member may want to go to somewhere else because the interest rate may be lower. I mean, if that's all it is the language, then maybe we should just change the language in it, and so that the band members can do what they need to do with the salad or get a loan.
I know that in the past that we've had individuals that have gone through banks not associated with the 184 loan, and just the banks giving them the money, and the banks got burnt, and they can't sell the homes once the homeowner vacates or leaves the home. Or we had an incident where someone just up and left and abandoned their home, and they took a loss, I believe. So some of the banks are unwilling to work with the tribes on that just because of that. So there's been some bad situations, but finding additional resources is great, because they are out there, and we'll just have to try get that handled in that manner and keep working at it, like you said, Shane.
There's some comments in the chat. I don't know. Can you see those, Kathy?
Oh, hang on. I just came off there. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, you missed the issue. Wait, no, hang on. Okay, hang on. Yes, but even descendants, not descendants.
I just said that. I just said that if that's what we need to do to change the language, if that's all it is, then let's change it.
You missed the issue. The value of a home is devalued because of the band's lease language. Yes, it has to do with the language in the lease. Jeff should have a copy of what lenders are asking. The council should be able to look at the facts and make a decision. It's in the best interest of the band members. Okay.
Yeah, I think just a couple quick things. I think one issue here is sort of what you alluded to, Kathy, which is outside of the three options that are available now for band members. Historically, there's been some banks that have been willing to lend to individuals who own a home on leased land. It's a little bit more complicated than lending to someone who owns the real property underneath, because band members don't own that trust land, they own the improvements on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Finding a bank and developing those relationships would be great, because then it will offer additional flexibility, an additional option that band member would have to be able to lend. The language in the lease itself is sort of it's a negotiated process for each lender, right? So MCT Finance versus USDA versus HUD 194, they're going to require some similar things, but it's going to be a little bit different because each of the lenders have to, be comfortable with the lease language itself and be comfortable with being able to access the property if there's a default or secure, have their security for their loan that they're lending. So I think, Darren's questions are great. And I think that if there's an additional bank out there and the RTC wants to look at that option and see what lease language we can come up with, so there's flexibility, that's absolutely something that we can look at. And then it'll be up to council to say, we're comfortable with this language and we're willing to approve it. And then we'll have additional options. So.
I had a question. Could we, as a tribal government, guarantee, say somebody buys the house, builds a house on the reservation, gets the loan and everything, but we same thing, they don't want to lend it to them because it's on leased land, but say us as a tribal government kind of guarantee that they'll get their money back. If the band member defaults, could we take that over and end up becoming our house as a band? We pay the bank off, the house becomes ours. The band member still defaults and forecloses, but the bank will have an option of, well, the tribal government is willing to buy the house for what they loaned it out for. Would that be an option?
It's definitely an option, and it's actually something that's structured into a lot of the existing leases. Like particularly for USDA and HUD 184, if there is a default and the lender wanted to foreclose on that property, foreclose on the leasehold, really, to take over the leasehold, in most situations, they're going to offer that to the band to be able to make the lender whole, so the band takes over the home. Because, you know, in most situations, the bank isn't interested in having that leasehold. They're interested in giving it over to the band if the band's going to pay for it. But you can absolutely just include language in the lease too that gives the band that right to be able to you know, to pay the lender to be able to step in the shoes and retain the home.
I think we should set up a meeting on that and discuss, because how much money would we have to have? Because I'm sure we would have to have a financial set aside to cover those loans.
Yeah. Pay off with what?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there as an idea, because that seems like every year we hear more and more people wanting to come back to the reservation, but you know, even descendants, they want to live here, but they're not band members technically, but they're family. They grew up here and they can't live here. They can't buy a house on the reservation. They don't want a house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I suggested a meeting, because there's a lot of things that we have to.
But it just seemed like an option that we could probably do if we build it out right and get it ourselves set up. I think that's something we could do.
And we know that we have a housing issue here on the reservation anyway. And the council's talked about housing, trying to get staff to work, employee housing. We've talked about apartments. We've talked about all kinds of stuff. So I think, you know, again, it'll require another meeting, but it is on the radar, but just all those options. So getting back to our task here of approving this resolution. Any other questions on it?
I have just a comment.
Okay.
That we would need to, since it can be stacked with band, you know, off reservation, people can also access. I'd like to make sure that we advocate for that. Who is in charge of that off of state? Who can advertise for that? Our Duluth and Minneapolis offices can surely do that, but who from the state can help our band members access those funds?
When the program first rolled out with the state, I sent it to All Boys Fort emails, and I asked it to be on social media. As the updates came out, I just posted on our teams. I haven't had time to do it, but the state does have, they do quite a bit of advertising. And so I had signed up. That's how I get the notices of when they go. But you can sign up and you get notices from the state, and then someone can just post them, direct notices from the state to social media.
I think too, we can put it in the paper where they can access this website that they can access also. So,
but we have to drive it home that it can be. I didn't know that.
I didn't either. That's
So somebody, when I was living off the reservation, I did not, you know, I did not know I was eligible for things. Days. So I think that people are assuming that they're not eligible. So they, you know, if it doesn't catch their eye saying that it can be, you know, they may look at it.
Yep. Good point, Tara. I think that article that's coming out will be really helpful for everybody in the Boys Fort News, and then we'll make sure we get those updated on the different you know, website, that type of stuff. So cool. Okay. Do we have a motion then? If there's no other comments or questions for resolution 37, 2023, authorizing FRF to fund cost or portion of half ERA program coordinator position and up to 5,000 in costs of office equipment.
I'll move.
Okay, moved by Tara. Is there a second?
Move.
Moved by, seconded by Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Silent, motion carried. Okay, that concludes our meeting for today. A short, oh, Nikki, go ahead.
I don't know if we were gonna have Jenny come back.
Oh,
in
yeah,
with
Jenny,
us
I'm
if
sorry.
she
Thank
had
you. Thank you for
comments.
reminding me. Sorry, Jenny. You're muted.
Am I muted?
Yeah, no, you're good.
All right, thank you. Am I good to go?
Yeah, you're good to
Okay.
go.
So back pre-pandemic, Joel had come to the council and asked for a different pay scale for
Not
drivers.
this one, Jenny.
Not this one. What am I on then?
You're on Tom.
Oh, he's not in. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
I'm
No,
sorry.
that's for the
He
next
still
meeting.
hasn't got back from his route. We can put him on the next schedule. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
thought I was entering a different session.
No,
Sorry,
it's okay.
my bad.
No, that's okay. Okay, now we have the end of the meeting. I just want to tell everybody to be safe. Kids are back in school and we're kind of seeing some of the kids coming home with COVID. But be safe. Make sure you get those home tests and keep testing. And everybody's been doing a great job. We are now kind of trying to get back to a different normal. So we've lifted a lot of the things here at the government office this past week with our Turk committee. And so our events and everything are well to go. But if in the case we ever have an uptick, we'll be meeting again and coming up with a strategy. So with that, I'd like to call for a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second? Second by Robert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Everybody have a good day. Be government.
You go, woman.